Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Taylor Watts from Watts Investing, and today we're updating our Sharesies portfolio challenge. We do this every month. We update the portfolio, we show the changes in our weightings, our dividends, and we let you guys guess in on how many dividends we receive each month. And if you win, I'll give you a shout out. But to kick it off, I look at the changes in subscribers and then invest $1 per subscriber into our subscriber stock, Triple M. So in our last video about 2-3 weeks ago, we had 227. Now we've moved up to 228, and so we will put $1 into Triple M. We'll get straight into doing that, and I do it of the currency that the stock is. So it is US dollars rather than NZ dollars, and that's just to keep things simple in my head. And simple for watching as well. So to get straight back into the portfolio, we'll look at the chart and just see how it's changed over time. And you would have last seen it roughly mid-February, mid-September back here, and hasn't done too much. It's just been pretty much consistently just growing a little bit, and roughly 600-700 difference since you would have last seen it. Not too much movement in the portfolio at least, but lots of movements in the market. Triple M has recently been declining a lot, so if you want me to possibly make some money and lower my cost basis on my subscriber stock, obviously hit the subscribe button, and if you want me to suffer, don't. Google's been performing really well. This is just a small holding we have, same with Amazon and Facebook, as they're not dividend growth stocks that I like, but they're things I'm looking into buying possibly into the portfolio. And obviously we have Apple, which is similar, but just a bit different in certain ways. And AT&T we've been growing as well. They do have an up-and-coming kind of split of their company and a reduction in their dividend quite heavily. But we got high hopes for them and their company that they're splitting off to as well. I think it's like Universal something, Universal Media or Discovery or something, so that should be interesting. We haven't really touched many New Zealand energy or network infrastructure stocks. I think we've almost surpassed 3 shares in Coca-Cola, and Colgate we just passed 2. Not too much else. We've added a high yield covered call ETF just for some fun. So it's like sitting up there at 11-12%. That pays monthly. We're just doing that for a bit of fun. Keeps it interesting for us each month in those flat periods. Hallensteins, we haven't done too much to it. It's just kind of been flatlining. We added roughly 2 shares, just hoping for that big dividend payout pretty soon. And we've been adding a lot into the S&P 500 as it dipped a bit, so we started buying a lot more consistently, trying to lower that cost basis and take advantage of the thing that always grows, dipping, pretty much. Johnson & Johnson, we just passed a share as well. MasterCard, we're heading towards half. McDonald's just over 1 as well now. Microsoft just over 1, so Procter & Gamble, Pepsi almost getting over 1, so we're heading there. We're getting quite close. Tesla, we've surpassed 3. I'm pretty sure we were there just before as well, but we're really getting close to our goal of 6 shares. I think we're at roughly 5.3, 5.4 shares, which is super close. It's 0.6 of a share, which is really, really getting there. We've got about 2.5, 3 months to go till the end of the year, so we can actually get to that goal. It's going to be quite the challenge. Trustpower we also haven't touched in a while. Most of the New Zealand stocks really. Just the US is just a bit more interesting and has, I guess, a bit more information around their stocks and just a lot easier stuff to research as well, and it's just a lot more interesting in my opinion. And then the rest we've kind of just kept these the same. Disney I think we put a bit more into as it had a wee drop here, so we kept kind of buying around this line that we have, and we have good hopes for them in the future. So that is the portfolio and how it's been tracking along in the past, and we'll move straight into the spreadsheet and get onto those dividends that we love to see. So we'll move on to this. Also added a trailing 6-month dividend received graph. I don't know if I did it properly because it looks very similar to the average dividends, which I guess it should. I just thought it would look maybe a bit different, so I essentially just I'll go to the one where it matters, just did that, and it just averages the 6 months inclusive of the month. So maybe that's right. I don't know. So it just, it grabs the current month and goes back the extra 5 to make a 6 month average. And yeah, so I guess the average is a lot higher than this average here. So I guess the main difference between these graphs is the scale. So maybe I should actually change the scale to be like that one to actually see the difference, to see that the growth in the dividends in the more recent is super good compared to the past, because the average dividends will always be brought down by these first 8-9 months of just nothing. But yeah, we'll get straight into it. So we'll go down to here and we'll try roughly hide October since we're a bit in there already. But for September, we got $15 on the mark, kind of with the currency exchange estimates. So we've got $15 on the mark for September. So we will add that into our tracker here and put a big whopping 15. And love to see that. Now we're super, super close to surpassing our total dividends for 2021 over 2020. So this is already surpassed if you include October. So there's a wee hint for your guess, and if you did see it when I scrolled down. But yeah, my guess was $13 and it was at 15, and there was 2 other guesses by Trish, my girlfriend, at $17.50, and Project Frugal, who won a month or 2 ago as well. They do a little bit of investing and wholesome stuff on their channel, so if you've got spare time, check them out. But those 2 guesses were further away than $15 than mine. Mine was just closer than Patricia's by 50 cents. So we'll take the win there. And I guess my guess for October, I guess I'll go bang on the money of... will it be higher than September? I don't actually know. It hasn't in the past because Hallenstein's was a bit late with this one. It was meant to be June. Or April, actually. But October was $11 last year. But we have had a lot of changes in the portfolio since then. We've removed all those ETFs of New Zealand and gone into the US stock market. So it's actually hard to say what October will be because I have no gauge for it. Because I don't know if it'll be higher than 15, but it's already at a point. So I have insider information on my guessing, which is unlucky for you guys. But you know what? I'll go with $18. I don't know if it'll be higher than 13, because 13 I was going to do it twice in a row, but I'll go for 18 for October on the guess and just hope that something comes in. Yeah, so we can easily tick that off the chart. September is done, and quarter 3 is now finished, I think. 10, 11, 12 would be the last 3 months for quarter 4. So yeah, quarter 3 is done and dusted, and that is huge. A little bit bigger than last year, which did include that dividend from Hallenstein's, which was meant to be in quarter 2. So it's huge that we've actually surpassed Hallenstein's, as that is our biggest dividend by a mile in this portfolio. And as you can see, it carries this one and quarter 4 if Hallenstein's does decide to pay a dividend, which I think they should. They're doing fine. They're doing great, actually. So we should easily surpass this mark with Hallenstein's again, and even this one exactly as well. And then we'll move on to 2022, where the portfolio tracker just gets bigger and more exciting, and more colours come in, which is always good for the visually visually inclined. I don't know. Yeah, so we'll look at the weightings, which I've just updated. Haven't sorted it yet, so you can kind of see the changes and the movements in the portfolio. So you can see that some are higher, like Disney, than the ones ahead of it. And where we're looking again, Fisher and Paykel hasn't moved in a long time because we haven't touched it, and it's been going on a downtrend. So the previous companies here are all higher than 232. So as we sort the portfolio, you'll see that. Pepsi will move above Trustpower, as will NZX. And yeah, so we'll just sort that, and we will grab that. I think that's how we do it, and then we go sort by row D, I think. Sort range, column D, because that's the allocation percentage. Sweet, so that should all be in order now, and we see that nice staircase, apart from Tesla ruining the scale. My bad. But yes, Tesla's up above $6,000 market value now, so that is super exciting. And then we've got Apple at 1,500, Helen Sons at 1,100, and then we've got this kind of medium line of 600 to 500, and then 300 to 200, and then 100, 200 to 0. So we've got a good spread apart from our obvious lovely stock here. And our portfolio at market is $17,200 NZD, which is super cool, as I'm only 20, almost 21, so that is a super mean target to hit. And obviously next year I think we'll be hitting 25k, maybe even higher, depending on how I spread my income as I'm finishing my degree, hopefully at the end of this year, and then moving into work, if I can find a position that I want. So the income coming into the portfolio will be very different from going from like almost no work as a student to hopefully plenty of work after I finish my degree. So that's super exciting as well for the portfolio. And I'm not going to show too much of this one today, because I want to make a video on snowball dividend investing in a week or two, using most of these charts here and kind of just talking about them and how they're super cool. So I haven't updated how much I've invested in my goal here, but we've obviously already surpassed our goal of investing 13,000, and we've surpassed it by that much, and there's probably 12 weeks left until December. Actually, if that was 12th September, there's probably only 10 or something. But this one's been updated pretty recently, just about a week ago. Our shares in Tesla are at 5.33, and this updates to the share price and how many weeks are left. I'll just quickly get the actual number. So it's 12 weeks, so we will update that. So yeah, we only need to invest $64-ish into the portfolio every week to hit our goal. And if the share price fluctuates a lot, this changes, and that's why Tesla has been the hardest, well, our hardest goal out of Tesla versus Apple, because the share price has gone up a lot since I made that first kind of goal at the start of the year. It must have been like $500 or $600 a share, so it's gone up percentages. Apple, we're super close, only $10 a week, it's super easy. Triple M is based on the subscribers and how much I upload, whether I'm busy at uni, whether I put in the effort or not. So obviously this one hasn't been going nearly to where the goal was put. I really overestimated my abilities to make content while doing uni and everything else, the balance of life. But we'll hopefully make a more realistic goal next year and actually hit it, which would be super exciting as well. But yeah, hopefully we can get that to 2 pretty soon, over the next 3 months. Yeah, and we'll just show the hatch as well. So we haven't touched this since we made our last investment all the way back in July of 2020. Yes, we made our first purchase July 14th, and then the price went down 15% or something that day, and I was like, okay, guess I'm buying more, because that's when I was sure of it. And then, yeah, bought some more, and then it dropped another bit here, like another, well, if it went another, I can't even tell, like 10 or 15% again, so I was like, okay, boom. And then when it did do another drop again, back down to -15 from -8, I didn't actually have enough like capital spare to put more in, and I didn't want to overweight the portfolio too much, as I didn't find it safe. Obviously in hindsight, should have done it, would have done it, blah blah blah, but it's performed super well. We did have a scary period here where it went pew, and then it went super high, very tempting to sell obviously. Then it dropped a lot, and we're like, I should have maybe sold, and then obviously buy more here, but it's all hindsight really. So just holding it is obviously going to be seen as the best strategy by us in the future, assuming it performs as our thesis predicts. So that is super cool. And yeah, that is pretty much the end of the portfolio update. I will be showing this kind of thing in another video as well. It's talking about net worth tracking and some like just debt payback stuff. Some personal stuff, obviously, just sharing a bit more stuff about me. And that is the update.